like terrible. I get chatty and I'm like, I just need riders to keep coming in because it keeps me on track. Don't wait for me. Tell me when we're done. Thank you. You're very welcome.
Do you want your phone?
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay to hold it until you're ready, but.
Come on.
He's here.
Huh? See, Alicia, doesn't he look like Blue?
Yes.
Your horse is identical to the horse that we use in my other. He's like, who is that?
Come on.
He used to ride. Where's that? Come on. He was like, I was like, I used to love her. When we were like literally 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We used to lesson on him, and he was this big, kind of flea-bitten gray. That after a while, he started having some behavioral issues. Turns out he ended up being full of cancer, but he was about 18, had to be put down. But Alicia and I were one of the only two that rode him because he was kind of bucky and be a bit difficult for some people. We used to like really love him, so yeah. I was like, when I looked at the list, who's riding today? And she's like, oh, I don't want lessons in so long. I'm like, you're going to see Blue. So I had a soft spot for her. A horse that we used to love.
He's a little bigger.
Yeah, he is a little bigger than Blue, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Like his shape is like, it's uncanny.
And he's got.
I could try, except Blue had these weirder, like kind of like the big awkward donkey ears.
Oh, yeah.
That were a bit big for his head, so he looked a little bit funny in front.
He's got Charlie's face too.
Yeah. Sherman is more nicely put together than Blue because he kind of look like three different horses, but the coloring is the same and he was his shape is. You just have the outline. So, how are things with him and with you?
Yeah, it's been a rough fall, but he was playing last month. And I was sick.
No.
Yeah, we're trying to get back to it.
Looks like you had a pretty good season, though. Well, what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, we did okay. I mean, it was our online was our first year showing second level, so
Yeah.
our marks kind of showed that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, again, and I figured this is what we're going to work on today. I said this to you before. You've done such a good job at keeping him light in the front. The connection is good. We just need to pull the power through it, right? Because for a horse that's big like that, we kind of have to drive the engine just a little bit more, so it becomes more over the back to the second level stuff. You can tell, like, he's obedient and he understands the questions that are being asked, which is literally most of the battle. Right now, it's just refining the gymnastics, right? So, I mean, when he's doing this little bit of shoulder and all that, he just lacks that.
yeah.
She's happy.
Yeah.
How old is he now? 18.
Right, yeah. I knew he was in his team, but I couldn't remember. I have children, therefore I have no memory, so I do my best. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got a little arthritis. He's got a
Yeah.
little, like, you know, we do some things to get him ready for every ride. And,
yeah. Well, that's where the movement and the gymnastic questions themselves, kind of have to let them do the work to warm them up.
Right.
You know, use your circle to build supplements and get the impulse to do a little bit of the forward back and relax and back, kind of let go. And we let them slowly climb the ladder. I wouldn't expect an older horse, arthritis or not, to come up the mountain walk like fully over his body. Right?
Oh, no.
You're going to let him kind of build over the ride so that at the end, he's 2 inches taller and you've upgraded the engine.
yeah, he's always been, I mean, I think it's kind of better now that we thought we were working, but he's always been a horse that he's a totally different horse at the end of the ride.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Which is why you can't take him off in the beginning because it's not going to help him at all, right? Not fair. I remember, like, when I started with Goro, we went to a couple of clinics, like, right, my God. And that was sort of the balance first,
Yeah.
protest in the same way.
Right.
So to me, I'm not saying one is definitely better than the other, because people approach things differently. But for me, if we can get his balance and relaxation and kind of get him comfortably in four-wheel drive on his legs, then he can lift his back, then we can bring him through. There's no sense of going, go, 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 when he's a little behind us and his back's down. Right? Because then we have to kick pull the horse, because we turn them into those showy activities where they're panic running like this, so we have to pull, and then we go, oh crap, I stopped the horse, we have to kick, and then we're, you know what I mean? Like, so I would rather start him a little slower, a little boring, a little whatever, but get that quality where it's like, he is that metronome rhythm. He started to supple in your hands. You start on the big shapes, you start on your training level 20 meters, and you work him in towards your second, third level exercises where you bring him into the 10 and let those start to bring the suppleness in the horse, right? Your goal when you go from the 20 to the 10 is just that the rhythm and the impulsion does not change between circles. That's where you develop enough quality, right? I should have closed my eyes like this and listen to you. And it shouldn't matter what shape you're on, I should hear the same beat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whenever you're ready, you can do a little warm-up trot. I don't care if he's loose, I don't care if he's going to be. Hi. You kind of just let him be himself, and let him kind of walk into it. Right from the get-go, you're focusing on, before we can really focus on power, how does he feel in my hands? Is he tight? This is the part where we can start to assess as a rider what we feel. So is he a little tight on the right side today? Do I feel him against my left leg? You know, is he a little sluggish? Like, so you're just going to start to kind of assess. Instead of just immediately taking over and changing it. Let him talk to you for a second and say, this is a bit sore, this is a bit stiff, I need help here. And then you go, okay, now I know what my goals are for the ride. I want to improve this feeling. You know, a little stuck in the right range, or tilting his head, whatever it is. Right? So all of it is just feedback, but if you're ready to hear it. Most of us are a little tight when we're stuck on the right side because most people are right-handed, right? So without looking at 90% of the pairs, I can say we're probably not next to the right side. Especially as we move up levels because we tend to, when stuff what we're learning things, we tend to lean on what's easier for us. So the stronger right hand of the 4 quadrants in your body, that's the thing you're going to use the most. It's the one that I'm going to have to work on so that I'm not compensating for him. You have to be able to let go. It's not that I also want your left side to then be like, I got to work harder to keep up. I want the right side to let go. Yeah. By the end of the ride, it should feel easier than the loose side. Yeah. It's kind of my point. Yeah. But, like even here, when it's just a little bit tight, with his head up and whatever, that doesn't bother me, right? That's just telling me to comfort and stuff like that. So, again, this is what I love about watching the two of you, is that you don't immediately go, get your head down here. Like, I never see you do that, and I love that so much. I want to improve the connection just a little bit more, because again, when you're working your second leg side, looking towards third, you want to make sure that the connection just gets a little bit more tacked in, a little bit neater. You just want to kind of close the gap in your range. We're not getting stronger. I don't want more from that connection in terms of weight, but I want you to be able to literally squeeze your ring fingers and have it shoot, not move your hand. You know what I mean? Yeah. Good. So even here, be careful not to push the trot too fast, because this rhythm is good, but when it holds up a little bit like this, that's tension, right? You know, maybe it's a bit much. So if you soften your leg in your seat and you let your glutes anchor down a little bit, does he soften when I do that? kind of, if you were to turn your head either way, he'd follow. Yeah, that's back there. Now see how, like we notched it down like almost nothing, but his neck is soft. So I would start him here. Right? Let the relaxation build the strength. Okay, a little bit like there, when I build in the breathe over. When we're trying to help an older horse work out of his stiffness and improve that stuff, you want to be moving his whole body as a unit in the beginning. So when I put my inside leg on for a bit of leg lift back to the outside, it's not just that he kind of like turns his shoulder a little bit. I want his whole body to look smooth and you feel like he lets the left leg in his entire rotation. Does that make sense? So you're gonna like, you have to kind of take your whole arm and your whole leg and just like push the entirety of the horse to the left. And then push the entirety of the horse to the right. So you could do little, very gentle loops down your long side, where you just kind of come up to the second track and back, so not even to the quarter line, because he's big, and I don't want him to like move, move, move up in here. On the outdoor ring, we could do a little bit more, because he has more length.
Yes.
But for here, just kind of come off to the second track, and then go back onto the rail. So you're going to kind of push him around your right, and you make room for your right leg, and then you make room for your left leg, and then you make room for your right leg. That's better. So it's very gentle, it's very subtle, but it's a whole, like his spine has to move a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just come off the rail and then on the rail. Yeah. And you're moving, your hands are moving his shoulders on and off, and your leg gets longer, and the entire leg moves his rib cage. So you're not micromanaging, not little pieces. Whole leg and both hands up. Just lift your hand like an inch so that your pinky finger is sitting right at the top of your bit. That way. There. Literally the difference is almost nothing. You just want to carry your hand a little bit. Because again, he's got a pretty big shoulder. He has a decent wither. You want to sit just above it so he feels like he can lift up through the ceiling. When we bring our hands down past the wither, we literally push the ceiling down on the horse. You can't come up past that. And you certainly, with the shoulder ends and some of the, turn on and all that stuff, he needs to get a little taller as well. So raise the ceiling for it. Off the rail and then back on the rail. You can use the right leg, the left leg. Yeah, carry your hands in front of you. Very gentle bend in the elbow. Your hand stays soft. You are not flexing your biceps. You just carry your arm. Straight. Soft. Supple. So when you breathe, you feel the breath when you take it in from the center of your spine and back. When you let it out, pull it all the way down your arm and let go. Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Raise the left hand a little bit. Good. So again, now we start to add a little bit more gymnastic to the loop itself, where when you leg build him off, whatever leg you're putting pressure on, you raise that inside hand just a little more. Yeah, not too high, but right idea. Because as he moves over, I want him to pick up the inside shoulder and place it in front of himself, the way he lowers his shoulder is. Yes, good. We get a little bit more movement in the front. Now, left hand up. Ah, there, feel that?
Yeah.
It just creates a little, it moves the shoulder blade a little bit more and tucks it neatly in front of you. Good. Right hand. Good. Left hand. Good. When you put your inside leg on, don't bring your heel up. Push, your leg stays neutral. We're not under, we don't put our heels all the way down here. Leg stays neutral, the whole leg comes up. So you move it into him, not up. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's better if you like that. Good. The only time we want to bring our boot back is our canter transition, our canter transition, our canter leap changes, and a little bit of the pirouette. We kind of have to pick up the hind end a bit more. Other than that, you live at that girth. Good boy. There, 20-meter circle. Keep that left hand just under, yep, not even too high. to watch because you're an overachiever. You listen exactly to what I say, so I appreciate it. Good. Yeah, soften the left forearm a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Feel that? It's silly little things. We like tilt our wrist and then we create tension and the horse can go. Right? Yeah. Soft and soft. I don't want your hands to work. I don't want it to feel difficult. Good. We have to be cognitively at 200%, but our body's only working about 60. Right? Not muscle engagement. This is literal positions in your body that make the horse move where you want it to move. Right? Your shoulder in is a body position. Your canter transition is a body position. Right? So you're going to go, I want this position, I want this position, I want this position. You're not pulling, you're not kicking, you're not creating this, overworked outline. Yeah. You just kind of hold the position, close your leg on, and then when he releases a little bit, you just relax that 5 to 10% to say, thank you. Right? He's moved, and that's the answer. Now we're going to spiral into a 15. So you just get a little bit more supple. Don't let the trot change. Good. So you move the shoulders around your left knee. Good. Hands stay together as a unit when you bring it in. Good. Now we're going to go back up. Keep the left hand up. Good. Good. You trot the same. Like go into the, or I guess, it's a little bit of a half pass in. So I want you to hold this left flexion. Into the 15. Left hand up. Yeah. Good. Good. And out to the 20. Left hand up. Careful with your heel. You can touch gently with the stick if you feel like it's lagging on the left hind. Don't dig or stir it. Stir it over 5 minutes, right? And not over. Good. Right in. Left hand up. And you swing flexing in. Good. Yeah, you post a little bit more over his left elbow. Yeah, you turn the front end of the horse. Good. Good. Left hand up. Perfect. Back to the point. Left hand up. Good. Diagonal. Think about a medium trot. That's nice and big and bouncy, but I don't want you to push it. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Good. And back collected. Come back down here on the 20. Right hand up. Elbow, right elbow at your side. Because it's your strong arm, we all try to do this. Good. You can lift it, but you can't poke your elbow at me. Good. Yeah. Good. So you're just controlling the position of his shoulder. His right shoulder stays up as he comes in on the 15 and as he goes out on the 20. Good. So we're going to bring him into the 15 meters. Good. Pull back on the right hand. You're going to kind of open your right knee a little bit if you feel stuck. You're going to push his left shoulder around the circle of the right knee. Yeah. Left right hand up. Good. Soft. No strength added to your range of the second step. Good. And then out on the 20. Your right hand up. Right hand up. Good. You're pushing out with your leg in your seat. Ah. Good. So you're kind of posting in and over your right elbow when you come into the 15, and then you're kind of going out over your left shoulder when you go back to the 20. Right? Good. Again, in on the 15, right hand up. Soft and supple in that range. Good. Connect a little more in the left range. Just pick up the gap. Walk right hand down. Resist here. See, this is where the right hand is like, I'm going to turn you. Yeah. Don't do it. Move his shoulders, not his nose. He holds the flexion position, which is where the right hand being up comes into play, but it doesn't change. He doesn't get more flex when he comes in and less flex when he goes out. Does that make sense? Yep. Good. Good. Out of this one. Right hand lift up a little bit. Good. So you're not turning him with the front, you're turning him from your belt. So you're going to kind of turn like you do in your shoulder in. You want to turn towards me a little bit and post into the circle. So into the 15, right hand stays up. Great room on the right side, so you can go through the open door and come into me. Good, right hand up. Yeah, don't pull him down. Good, and then out. Good. So, interesting because he holds his flexion more naturally this way because of your right hand, and he has a more difficult time using the 15 than he does on the other side. So this is our right hand being big and bossy and in the way. Right? Good. So I want you to turn your body, I want you to think you're gonna come in on the 10. Okay? So don't pull again. Turn and in if you want. Okay. Relax your right leg, close your left leg. And post in, turn towards me. Okay. Turn like you're what I want. Turn. Hand up, right hand up. See the right hand comes down, goes, I got it. No, you're fired. Good. And then out. There you go. For the record, I don't laugh at you, I laugh at you because my right hand is absolutely good. Watch this right foot doesn't come in behind you. Keep your right leg under. Good. Push with your whole boot, not your heel. Good. One more time, and then we'll move on to something else. Right hand up. Good. That's better. Now his shoulders are moving, yeah? Yeah. Good. Now he's straighter in his neck. Good. And now out and lower. Good. Super. Super. Because when we go to do our shoulder in, his neck has to come straight out of his shoulders. It doesn't go, and then his body stays over here. Right? Good. Right hand up. Taking towards the medium for 2 or 3 steps. Good. And then